I've been travelling the country for a few months now, and it's come to my attention that in practically every town or city there's someone who's in the process of putting on a Gilbert and Sullivan opera. In which case, it's a pity there aren't a few more that are a little bit more up to date. So I have devised a way where you can follow my formula to write your own Gilbert and Sullivan opera, and if you follow my formula, you can put your opera where you like. We start with a homogeneous group. They're either all Japanese or they're all pirates. And to make a contemporary one, we're going to have all Australian politicians. So we will start with the chorus hack. That is how you begin your own Gilbert and Sullivan. We are the politicians. We think we can do no wrong. We put on airs and we like splitting hairs and we argue all day long. And we think we're esoteric, but we really sound like parrots as we sing the party song. We're from the upper and the middle class. All lower class types we shun. But to keep our niche, we must stay very rich. Being poor would not be fun. And it's very, very funny when you've lots and lots of money to be horrible to those with none. To be horrible to those with none. Now in our story we're going to have Christopher Christopher Pineasses, who's a politician and he's lost all his money. So he's going to be kicked out of his political party unless he finds some pretty quickly. Obviously, he's not fit to work, as he's always been a politician, so the only thing left for him is to marry off his only daughter, Juliet Bishop Parnassus, to a rich tycoon. Now, Juliet's not too happy about this because she's in love with a mere nobody called William Shorten, who doesn't have any money. So here we hear from the soprano in these operations. She's always very sweet. Treacherous heart that led me astray, filling my heart with consternation. Oh, my papa, how can I betray by marrying a man below my station? I'd be to wed him, I knew, if I weren't so grand and he weren't so low. I'd marry him still and strive to ignore his lowly state if he were not so poor. So that's our soprano, Juliet Bishop. Now you'll always meet the tenor. So he will come out and he will do a song in 6/8 and he will accompany himself on the lute or the mandolin, or perhaps in contemporary Australia we will have the ukulele. So here we hear from William Shorten. If you want to woo a fair maid, you must concentrate on her papa. If he doesn't like you, your chances are not worth a cent. Things would be so different if they were not as they are. If I were more demanding or she were less obedient. Oh, too much much of this, too little of that, and I may as well blow. Things would be so different if they were not as they are. If I were not so handsome, or I just had a little more dough. Foggy old dough, just a little more dough. Oh, were it so. Now, the next character that you will meet will be the rich tycoon, and for our purposes, it is Malcolm T Bunion. And he will explain in his patter song how it is he came to be a rich tycoon assisted by the chorus. I only had a very rudimentary education. My success is due entirely to my great determination. Once I nearly went to prison for a shady operation, but I undermined the jury and they changed their tune. I started as a gangster with a power so despotic the police became dogmatic and the going too chaotic. Then I made a lot of money on a very nice narcotic. I'm that fabulous phenomenon, the rich tycoon. His amazing garrulosity is really quite incredible. The extroverted psychopath, the poor tycoon. I was underprivileged when young and suffered from starvation. I decided to be rich so I could eat till satiation. Now my duodenal ulcers reach the point of perforation. All I get is bismuth and a darn great spoon. I had a go at politics and found it quite delectable. I did a lot of chiseling in manners undetectable, but now I'm so conspicuous I'm forced to be despicable. It's really very dull to be a poor tycoon. His political connections have become so widely publicized he's forced to be respectable, the poor tycoon. Now, this character will always do an encore, whether you want him to or not. So here it is. To found the Bunion dynasty, a very great pomposity. Juliet shall wed me, though she finds me a monstrosity, and has the feelings for me of the wildest animosity. The nuptials will be solemnized this afternoon. But all these machinations leave a feeling of futility. My coronary thrombosis is affecting my ability. Increasing adiposity has ruined my virility. It's really very dull to be a rich tycoon. His snivelling and drivelling is altogether risible. That miserable drizzle puts the poor tycoon. Now, at this point in your show, your Gilbert and Sullivan show, you will bring on a madrigal. We'll have all the wedding guests ready, and we will have a mixed quartet to sing a madrigal. Now, you will have to be slightly indulgent with me, as my quartet singing isn't as good as it used to be. See the maid of matchless beauty, on the ground her eyes she's keeping. Softly, softly is she weeping. Masterpiece of filial duty, has not been told her of. Future days should all be sunny, 'cause Malcolm T has lots of money. What if from your love you've parted? If you've money, who wants love? Fa la 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 la, 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 fa la la la, fa la. At this juncture, we will meet the contralto. She will be a large, fat contralto with a voice like a foghorn. And in our production, it will be Regina Rhinestone. Now, she is currently the Parnassus's publicity woman, but she stops the wedding and she says she has a confession to make, assisted by the chorus. Halt! My crime I must confess. A black disgrace What will the Parnassuses think of me? They gave me money to tote their name abroad. When they find out I was a nurse in the maternity ward. The newborn babes, they trusted to my care, all alike, no skin, red teeth, nor hair. But one I knew was little baby Bunion. He'd a birthmark here, just like a Spanish onion. He'd a birthmark here, just like a Spanish onion. I put each babe into an empty cot, but to label them I clean forgot. I got all mixed up and I kept the whole thing dark. I lost the babe that had the onion mark. Whoa, she lost the babe that had the onion mark. So even though I land in a disgrace, Juliet's wedding shall not now take place, for he who would be her future husband dear has got an onion mark behind his ear. He's got an onion mark behind his ear. So, of course, Juliet is quite excited because it turns out Malcolm T Bunion and all his money actually can go to William Shorten because he is really the baby with the red onion bunion mark. And it's traditional that you would marry the contralto with the one who sang the patter song, and everybody will have a free-for-all and a lovely dance. I am the one, I have an onion mark behind my ear. Ecstasy soon shall be my lovely husband dear. This marriage would have been a strain, I'm glad that I am free again. I really am delighted as can be. I wonder if delighted still when he finds his tradition is that in the end he has to marry me. Now girls and boys, just raise your voice. The words don't matter now, just make a noise. You and you know what to do. Go home and write a comic opera too. And then you salute the flag. You'll need a handsome young couple whose voices are supple and charming if just a bit sickly. A chorus to prance through the same type of dance, doing everything terribly quickly. You'll need a small skinny guy who's amazingly spry with a voice like a vegetable grater. Tremendous old crone with a strange vocal tone like her voice is all full of potato. These operas have got an identical plot, so the narrative doesn't much matter. But it's fun to poke fun at most everyone with your typical topical patter. And if you've a notion you're far too emotional, if you're psychotic or if you're neurotic, if you've a pain or a feeling of strain, get it out of your system by writing a comic operette.